And what's going on, everyone? In this video we're going to talk about the 5 key habits to build your holistic health. I'm going to share with you my 10-month transformation and the journey of dedicating time and energy to my health, and how these systems can also help you with your journey, sharing the insights, the tips, tricks, all the benefits included as well. Let's get into it. And welcome back to another video. If you're new and just joining, what's going on? My name is Benjamin Harding. I'm a digital creator and I put up videos on long-term travel, self-development and health and fitness. So if that is your kind of vibe, consider subscribing. I just want to say a massive thank you to all of the new subs and all of the viewers coming to this channel. Hope you like the content and I hope you get some insights and value out of this video too. To recap on the last video, we were talking about transformations, we were talking about moving to Australia, and after posting that video, I did get a bit of a insight and a reflection into kind of how it's been. It made me think more about my health here, about my Australia lifestyle, and this has inspired this video. On the 8th of April 2023, I turned 30 years old. Entering a whole new decade. Waking up the next morning to a massive headache from drinking the night before. When I woke up, I grabbed my phone and I basically writ out in my notes how I was feeling in that exact moment. To paint a picture, I felt exhausted, I felt depressed, I felt anxious, and I felt completely lost. What sort of route I was meant to take here in Australia. This was just coming off the back end of doing construction and FIFO. I didn't know if I was supposed to keep going that way and try and get a sponsor, or go back into hospitality and kind of double down on my experience there. I needed a solution, I needed to fix my life, and I needed some form of transformation. So I decided to dedicate my entire focus to the most important factor in one's life, and that is your health. If you get ill, if you get sick, cease to exist, then obviously that's game over. Sorry to be morbid, but there's no do-overs, there's no reset buttons. If I've learned anything from my last 10 years through my 20s of abusing my body, drinking loads and doing all that sort of stuff, now was the time more than ever to make it a priority and supercharge my self-development, my focus, my energy into my 30s to create strong consistency habits way into the rest of my life, to my 40s, 50s and beyond. Over the last 10 months, I've dedicated time and energy each day to building my holistic health. And through this process, I've created a system that not only helps me to achieve my goals, but helps me to save time, make more progress, and continue that momentum and consistency into the future. So here is what's happened. My health is literally the best it's ever been, and that's holistically. So we're talking physically, we're talking mentally, we're talking emotionally, spiritually, and socially. And we'll dive into more of this more into the video. I got promoted again in my management job, which means I am on a trajectory of progress, more self-development, and just constantly moving towards my goals and building my dream life and my dream self here in Australia. I completely restructured my finances with my banking. I set up 4 new bank accounts, ones with higher interest rates. So all of the money that I basically was accumulating from my full-time job, I was putting into new areas, new bank accounts to generate that more interest, save more money, and also control my spending and my human behavior on where I allocate money to each week. Set up a balanced index fund to generate wealth over time. And also here in Australia, as we are able to get super payments, which is basically a pension scheme, I swapped my supers over, and now all of the money that I get from superannuation now goes into my investment banking for my index fund, and that is generating investment returns over time as well. So it's money that is making money as well. And my social connections have blossomed massively. And this is at work, with a work community. This is locally, not just in the gym, but also going out to new places, new areas, new suburbs, meeting new people, and also online as well. Building content, sharing my journey of my health and my fitness, putting it out into a place online where people can gain value from the experiences that I've been posting. And that has generated a nice back and forth dynamic of meeting people and socializing online too. So let's dive into the facts. Holistic health, what is it? Holistic health is an approach to wellness that simultaneously addresses the physical, mental, emotional, social, and spiritual components of health. 5 pillars of holistic health, and I specifically do them in this order. So we've got at the start, we've got physical, we've got mental, we've got emotional, we've got spiritual, and we have social. Now note the importance and the compounding effects of these pillars and fulfilling them in this order. So the first component, the first factor, the first pillar, which is physical. And this is having one habit to build your body. So for example, I gym and work out easily at least 6 days, maybe 7 days a week for at least 1 hour a day. In my local gym here, it's really social. I get to talk and share my journey with a lot of the gym goers down there. So it's social interaction, it's constantly working towards your goals, and it's channeling your energy and your focus into something that is going to help you to move forward in life. Another benefit is surrounding myself with people that want the same, like want similar results of wanting to progress, wanting to achieve a better body, wanting to utilize their time to become a better version of themselves, and being around people that want to do that as well. It just compounds on my ability and my motivation to show up each day. And then there's also the fact that us humans are very impacted by our environments. If you surround yourself with people that are in that growth mindset, that are wanting to become the best version of themselves, that will certainly rub off on you, and you will want to try and keep up with the crowd or try and keep up with doing that as well. Second pillar, which is mental. One habit to build your mind. I do a lot of reading and listening to podcasts. With this, like, I never used to be into books. I used to hate it in school. I used to really dislike school and how the learning was kind of perceived and kind of acted upon. However, when I transformed my mindset to enjoy reading, it just started with one book, started with 1 to 2 pages. I created a habit of building on that, and literally over the past 10 months or so, even last year or two actually, I've read over like 15 plus books, and that's all on a variety of different topics that I can consume like 10 years worth of knowledge from one book, from their experiences, from their developments, and I literally love it. I love the experience of it. I love the time offline, and it helps me propel my life situation. And then huge benefits of this would be neuroplasticity. Just a quick definition with this one. Neuroplasticity refers to the lifelong capacity of the brain to change and rewire itself in response to the stimulation of learning and experience. So for example, if you're reading and you're learning and you're consuming that knowledge, then you are feeding your brain, you're growing your brain in a way that it enables it to make new connections with things that you go through in life. Some examples of this could be learning a new language, or memorizing how to navigate around your city, or another one with what I've done is memorizing how to run a shift in a managerial sense, like throughout the day and night, to support my staff to progress and build a stronger, better service for the local community that we have come in as customers. Another huge benefit with this is that it has curated my mindset in a way that has helped me to attack my goals. For example, like learning about confidence, learning about consistency, learning about how to build businesses, how to structure your finances. And there's just so much more I've learned in terms of facts that I've learned from other people in these books that has truly helped me transform my life here in WA. Moving on to pillar number 3, which is emotional. One habit to build your heart. Now, for example, this one is that I'm very fortunate to live by the coastline here. If there's one thing that I absolutely adore over the last 10 years of traveling and relocating, it's being able to live by the ocean. Like simply just walking down there, going for walks, hearing the ocean breeze and just relaxing down there. It fills my heart, and I just enjoy it so much that I forget about all of the big life worries, and it just allows me time offline. When I was back in the UK, obviously I wasn't by the ocean, but I was definitely allowed to immerse myself in nature, being by the lakes, being in the Cotswolds. Those sorts of times, it allows you to declutter your brain. It allows you to switch off from this thing and just relax and chill and regenerate and replenish all the good energy in your body. Another little activity to this habit, which is going and watching sunset, like watching the golden hour go down and watching everyone join in and enjoy the last remaining bits of light of that day. This gives me time to reset, to reflect and reevaluate kind of what I want to do the next day. Pillar number 4, which is spiritual. Now, for the record on this one, I never used to be spiritual or a believer on anything like that. It's more so the evidence that I have stacked up on top of each other, whether it's videos in my phone, on my video library, or the videos that I put onto Instagram and TikTok that stacks the evidence of what I'm achieving and what I'm pursuing and what I'm going for. That is what has created the confidence for me to believe that I have the opportunity and I can strive for more progress moving forward. In doing this, the belief is just getting stronger and stronger. And this is why reflecting has been another big thing over the last 10 months as well. And this is where I'm going to quote Jordan B. Peterson, which is, compare yourself to who you were yesterday, not who someone else is today. When I read that quote, it blew my mind. It kind of reminds me also of the other quote from Theodore Roosevelt, which is, comparison is a thief of joy. And that's been a big thing for me. Like, keeping off Instagram, keeping off social media. I'll jump on there for uploading stuff and spreading out my value into the world, which is great. But, like, focusing more entirely on my own journey and seeing where I was yesterday. Okay, you was here we are here today. Okay, that may be even 1% progress or 2 or 3%, but we are moving forward. We are creating those consistency habits, generating that momentum, and that will propel us forward to achieve what we want to achieve. And then we move on to the last one, pillar number 5, which is social. One habit to build your connection. Now, I find this so important to human health. If you look back over history, you can see that the evidence of humans being in communities was a lot beneficial for their survival. For example, obtaining food, obtaining water, obtaining shelter, and obviously that's saying strength in numbers from predators and other unwanted dangers. Obviously, with that makeup moving forward into today's world, we crave social connection more than anything. Some ways that I've been able to truly improve my social connection and my habits of doing that here is working in a vibrant atmosphere in a beach club in Hillary's. Like there, we had the community down in the Luca, which was wicked. It transferred over to the beach club, and then we had more staff members coming in, a team of over 150 plus people, and meeting all those people, socializing, networking, deepen the social connection, deepen the progression and nurturing all the staff. It's definitely helped me to become more confident of building those social connections here as well. In contrast to before I started the transformation when I was working in FIFO, as you've seen from previous videos, I was isolated, I was in the middle of nowhere. The conversations were very far and few between. And when I started to work in the hospital industry again, I saw myself, just my energy lift up, because I was putting myself in an environment where like people wanted to talk to each other, they wanted to reach out, they wanted to connect. And I've actually had some truly deep chats, meaningful conversations with bar staff and like other local community members here, which have really made an impact on not only my life, but also on other people's lives as well. And then we have a very, very powerful system in itself, which is compounding consistencies. So for example, me going to the gym for 1 hour a day, whether it's 6 or 7 days a week, over the course of 66 plus days, which then made it become habitual, made it become automatic in my life, which reprogrammed my mind to think, well, if you don't go, then you're kind of letting yourself down. So you should keep it going, because it makes you feel better. It makes you want to do better things in your life and channel that energy into other areas of your life. This consistency habit that I originally started in the physical pillar, I now applied that to the other 4 pillars in building them up and then being really strong and holistically being able to work together as a whole. Then this means that it's doubling down on the practice of obtaining that progression and moving towards those achievements. And I've definitely seen that over the course of the 10 months in different parts of my life, whether that's in business and in life. And if I'm honest, reflecting back over those 10 months, that is a truly magnificent thing to see. As a person that was so lost and so undecided and unmotivated and just didn't know what to do, where to look, where to turn, and where to apply my time and energy. And so that brings us on to the end of another video. I hope you got some value and some insights out of this one. If you have, be sure to give it a nice big thumbs up, subscribe for more content coming soon again to this channel. Massive thanks for sticking on through it to the end, and we'll see you all back in the next video. Take care, guys. Cheers, vast love. See you later.